Will, let me ask you this: when you see these clips of Michael Gallup, does he look a little slow to you?
Michael Gallup's getting better, man, throughout camp.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's getting back. And there's a couple clips today where he's done some good things. A couple clips yesterday, Saturday. But to start camp, we talked to Kyle Yeomans. He was like, it looks like he's still getting his legs up under him, but it seemed like he got him now. He worked Trevon Diggs off the line of scrimmage today, who had a day, by the way.
This is the best day that I've seen from Gallup. And like I said, this is a day
yesterday.
This is, you know what I'm saying? I haven't seen a whole bunch, from Gallup, you know what I mean? But seeing Gallup come along now, I'm starting to feel better. Because once upon a time, you'll listen to some of these entities, they'll have you believing that Jalen Tolbert is going to be wide receiver 3 because he looks better and you ain't seen that from Michael Gallup.
It all depends how you're looking.
Sure.
If you're tunnel vision on one player, you'll miss other things. Like if you're like, hey, I'm seeing all these highlights here, you're missing the routine things here.
Yeah. Fair enough, Will Steele. But Michael Gallup had a couple of pretty good reps against Trey Diggs. Now, mind you, Trey Diggs been going crazy today.
Oh yeah, he went off.
Trey Diggs. Trey Diggs out there going crazy, Master Will. You know what I'm saying? Now, I understand that this is practice and it's only so much. We're not going to see Trey in preseason games or anything like that. But I'm just waiting. Because week 1 is Daniel Jones. I'm just waiting to see what that thing looks like when you look at one side and you can't look at the other. That's the one thing. And
we're seeing it today. They want to test Gilmore. I think, you know what I think might happen today? They say, look, bro, we coming at Diggs today. Because Diggs gave up a couple touchdowns today too. But he almost had 3 picks as well. Mm-hmm. So I think this is one of those days where it's like, you, me, let's roll. And I think a lot of people are going to look at it as, oh my God, we're throwing interceptions. Mm-hmm. Bro, if you watch the coverage, this Diggs on these picks was hip pocket.
Yeah.
So I think this is a foreshadow. Either you try the technician, or you try the playmaker. Pick your
don't throw the ball at the fucking playmaker. Please don't throw the ball at the playmaker. Please don't throw the play at the play. Look, I talked to Foots. Was doing some work. Me and Foots was talking with him, right? And Foots asked, and we supposed to be talking about D-line, whatever. If I could just watch March play. He asked somebody on his show, as in his super chats, right? They asked which one is going to help the other more, Diggs or Gilmore. And my first thought is, well, I mean, shouldn't it be Diggs because they don't want to throw at Gilmore and Diggs being the one to make all the plays? But then I thought, man, you know what I'm saying? Like, Diggs making all the plays, wouldn't that make him throw the ball at Gilmore more? You know what I'm saying? And you saying that made me kind of go back to it. I'm just so conflicted, right? It's the technician versus the playmaker.
Mm-hmm.
The technician versus the playmaker. You can get passes off on Trey, but Trey can get turnovers off of you, right? And I also think that Gilmore just probably going to be more steady. The
beautiful thing about Gilmore, he'll get picks.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if he has the opportunity, he will get the picks. But will he have the opportunity? That's the thing.
Yeah,
and he's physical, man. I wish I was out there, fam, because the battles him and Gallup. This is going to make Gallup better. Like he's out there physical with Gallup.
He was jamming shit at Gallup.
Yeah, and today though, Gallup got him. Like that's the thing. Like you want to see progression with these dudes, and we finally got a chance to see Turpin today go up against Trevon Diggs. It ain't work out too good for him, but let's see more of that.
Mm-hmm. One great sign that I saw from Diggs, whether it be Turpin or Brandon Cooks, Diggs was like dealing with a little toe or whatever, right? But seeing him turning and running with those guys made me feel really, really good about him. I can't wait, man. And Will, you know me, man. I hate DBs, man. Corners is boring and they make me sleepy, dog. But watching these characters today, man, oh goodness, man. Can't wait. But we're supposed to be talking about D-line today. And mind you, I don't care how late we're stopping the show at 4:00. I don't want to hear it. We just talking about these rookies, right? And how these rookies kind of making it tough, how Eric Scott's making it tough, how Jalen Brooks is making it tough. We're gonna talk about wide receivers Wednesday, Thursday. I forgot one of these days, but we're gonna talk about it, right? I don't think Junior Fehoko and Mozzie Smith are necessarily making it difficult for the D linemen that are currently on the roster. I ain't saying that's a bad thing. I'm just saying that it's just kind of what it is, right? If we just look at all the other situations and we just look at how these rookies look like in their roles, we go, hey, these rookies could be taking a veteran spot somewhere, right? Now, when I look at the rookie D tackles, which is Mozzie Smith and Junior, I don't think there's ever going to be a land that we live in 2023 where Mozzie goes so crazy that we taking Hankins off the field. I don't see it. Plus, I don't foresee a place to where Mozzie goes so crazy that we taking Osa off the field, which brings these two players to different dynamics, right? We talk about Junior and we talk about Mozzie. I don't think Mozzie's gonna be some push for a spot guy because I think we just so good at the top of the D line room, right? Mozzie not having to go up there because there's Osa and there's Hankins up there. Junior Fehoko, I just haven't heard nothing from him. And I walked into this thing ready to push Neville all the way off the bridge. I was ready to get Neville up out of here. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's going to be Chauncey or whether it was going to be the upside or whatever this coaching staff thought Junior was going to be, I just knew that Junior was going to come in and make life hard for Neville Gallimore. But Neville been surviving, man. I'll give him that. Never been survived. On top of the idea that I think that this offensive line had been doing very great in this camp, regardless or whatever, right? But if you Neville Gallimore, you can only face who they put in front of you. So if it's Josh Ball, whatever. Can somebody find me a clip of Junior Fehoko beating Josh Ball? Because if you can, I'll give you some further analysis, right? But just as of now, what I have, Junior just ain't beating the dudes around him. Now, if you got Mozzie beating the shit out of Josh Ball and Hoffman and all those characters in Foreign Yak, he pushing them characters around, right? I would have loved to have seen Junior take that step and do a little something. Because in Draft World on .com, the Day 3 draft show, the Day 3 live draft, breakdown or whatever, Coach Floyd, Sharif Floyd came up there and they was talking about Junior Fehoko. He was like, hell yeah, we got plans for Junior Fehoko. We we got something we gonna do with Junior Fehoko. And that led me to believe that, well, by way of we're drafting our guy, that Junior would just be able to walk right in over Neville Gallimore. But hey, Neville Gallimore fighting for his life. He's staving Junior off. Now at the end of the day, it all happens. It all depends on what happens in the game or whatever, right? It depends on what happens in Jacksonville and the other two goofy little ass preseason games that we're playing. But as of now, Neville Gallimore beating the shit out of Junior Fehoko. And Junior was a dude that I was kind of sort of projecting to be a roster guy. Junior might have to be practice squad type character. Will Steele, do you think Junior is going to be a practice squad type guy? He has to be a practice squad type guy. Do you think
they're not cutting a 4th round pick?
I feel you.
It's not happening.
But
if they put it this way, I should never say never. Right? I should never do it. I have never seen them cut a 4th round pick in the last decade 4 months after taking him.
Sure.
Yeah. Now you had the 5th round pick. What's his name? Old Big Country got cut about week 3 or whatever it was. After Dak got hurt about week 2, I think it was. He got cut, trying to make room. Yep. But cutting the 4th round pick, I find that extremely hard to believe. So,
but here's my logic though, right? The same reason why we cut Ridgeway would be the same reason why you would cut Fehoko, because it's just so many bodies in this room. We talking about D tackle, right? Just D tackle in particular.
He made the team though. Ridgeway made the team.
That's fair. He did make the team, but we couldn't keep him though. Just for whatever, just We just couldn't keep him. We just had bodies in their room. Hankins, Osa, Chauncey, Mozzie, and Mozzie being a dude that we drafted with him. Chauncey, Mozzie, and then there's you fighting Neville. And he's not beating Neville. Do you just keep him and just go heavy at D tackle? Not just D line in particular. Do you go heavy at D tackle, Will Steele? Bo, I forgot about Bo. My bad, Bo.
I don't really consider him a defensive tackle this year, but
okay.
I think that's more so a future thing. He's a defensive end this year, but the defensive tackles are the guys you just listed. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't put him in that category. So, I mean, if they cut the 4th round pick, that McClay and them giving that an A-OK. Ooh, that's rough. I just don't see it happening.
And just looking at the ends, you got D-Law, Sam Williams, Dorrance Armstrong, Dante Fowler. We can or cannot consider Micah, but Micah's edge guy, whatever, cool. And then you got Junior versus like Banagou's not going to be here. Isaiah Land's more of a linebacker. And then you got some of the undrafted guys, Johnson and Wheat. But basically in front of Junior, it's if we call him an end, it's basically about the same number of people almost. Dante Dorrance, Micah Salmon, and D-Law.
I don't think it'd be a junior versus any of the defensive linemen. In that sense, it'd be junior versus cornerback, junior versus receiver, junior versus tight end, junior versus somebody else. Or we're going to go extra long on the defensive line to protect our 4th round pick, as opposed to keeping some other player. I think that's the conversation that would be had, because I'm not cutting Dante Fowler. I'm not. I mean, I could live without Neville personally, but he's been surviving. He's been Tristan Hill in this thing, right? Yeah. And Tristan Hill got cut in the middle of the season, but he's been Tristan Hill in this thing, and we said he was going to have to be Tristan Hill this year, and apparently he is. But you're not cutting any of your top 47 or 48 players, I think, for Fehoko right now.
So it'll be like Fehoko versus Brillo, Fehoko
or Malik
versus
Jefferson, something like that,
guys like that, and I think that's gonna be tough, man. I think this roster is so talented that wherever we go light at is gonna be upsetting, right? Because wherever we're going heavy, it's gonna feel like a necessity. It's gonna feel necessary, and I think we're gonna go heavy at corner, D tackle, possibly offensive line. I don't know. We'll see. But somebody's gonna get cut, and I'm gonna be looking at Junior, and I'm like, damn, boy, we cut that dude that I really, really like. But we kept Junior that couldn't beat Neville out. You know what I'm saying? I understand it ain't necessarily.
But did you expect? So here's my thing with Junior and this Neville thing you're talking about. I never expected him to beat Neville.
I was ready for him to beat Neville. Yeah.
No way, man. Junior Fehoko is a defensive end. He's a 270-pound defensive end. Neville Gallimore, 305, 4-year veteran. He's not going to beat him out in that sense. Where you could have argued was Junior Fehoko's draft pedigree had a chance to beat out a Neville. Like, we drafted him in the 4th round, so we're going to pick him over you because you are on your last year of your deal. You ain't been the greatest for us, so we'll put you out. But player to player, I didn't expect Junior to come in here and be better than Neville Gallimore off the rip.
I thought it was going to be so hard for Neville because there's so many dudes in the room that's like Neville, right? But it ain't like Junior's beating the dudes that's like him neither. You know what I'm saying? So you just hang and look,
who's like him?
Chauncey is a N3 tech type guy.
He ain't beating. You expected him to beat Chauncey.
And that's my point. I'm not expecting him to beat Chauncey. But if you're looking at the other N/3,
these are the people like Fehoko that you should be comparing them to. Darrell Johnson, Isaiah Land, Tyrus Wheat. Those are the dudes that he need to be getting compared to, because Chauncey was never going to get beat out by no Viliami Fehoko.
So you comparing now you putting your 4th round pick in a fight versus the undrafted dudes that I didn't expect. I didn't expect Darrell Johnson to make the team.
I didn't expect Viliami Fehoko to do nothing.
So look, what I'm saying though, Will, still, if this was Arizona or something, I feel good about Junior making the team if this was Arizona, but it's dudes in this room. It's whether you got Junior at 3 tech, whether you got him at end, whether you got him at 4I, there's a dude on this team already that's doing it better than him. Yeah. I ain't shitting on Junior, and then we're gonna draft the D lineman in the 1st round also. It's a tough fight.
100%
tough. So, you know what I mean?
The very first press conference, Coach McCarthy said, we are going to have some tough decisions. And this is before he saw a damn practice at camp.
Yeah.
And maybe this is a conversation.
Let me ask you this, right? You was talking about Junior's draft pedigree, right?
Mm-hmm.
When you in win now mode, you got to sacrifice something.
Yeah.
Neville Gallimore has no future here, but he helps you win more now than Junior. What do you value in that situation? If I had to put Neville versus Junior, win now versus draft future, what's more important to you?
If Neville really shows he can provide something, and not last year, because if you say Neville is Neville of last year, I can do without him. That's why I said I personally can live without Neville Gallimore. But anybody can answer this question. Does your defense suffer without Neville Gallimore this year?
No.
That answers the question.
But even fucking for Fehoko,
right? But now we're talking about ROI, like return on investment. My return on investment for Fehoko is 4 years, as opposed to 6 months for Neville Gallimore. If he's not going to provide, if you're not going to miss him,
can't you look at Neville Gallimore the same way you look at Jordan Lewis? Because we don't need Jordan Lewis necessarily, but it's nice to have him if you're in a Super Bowl run.
I don't know. We one injury away from needing Jordan Lewis. I don't think we one injury away from needing Neville Gallimore because Chauncey Golston is right there.
Hey man, Dan like to rotate 9, 10 of them boys, man. You never know. Shit.
And he probably the 9th or 10th one.
You know what I'm saying? Mozzie, you know what I'm saying? Mozzie got the tendonitis out today. You know what I'm saying? So if he got tendonitis and something happened with Hank,
if we get to September 12th or whatever it is, and you're suffering injuries, Neville, if you like 2 injuries, then Neville Gallimore becomes very important, right? But as we speak right now, based off of what I know of when seen from Neville Gallimore last year, once again, does your defense suffer without Neville Gallimore?
I don't think so, but I think there's a lot of dudes on this roster to where this defense wouldn't suffer without him. But they still got to fight for their spot. You know what I mean?
Sure. I'm just saying I'm not afraid to move on from Neville Gallimore for Fehoko. If we were talking about the future in the sense that, hey, look, I got 4 years with this guy to develop. I know what Neville Gallimore is, and he's not providing me anything to make it a tough decision. Now he go out there Saturday and next Saturday or whatever it is, and he balling out. The conversations change. But at 8-8. I'm not tripping about Neville Gallimore being on this roster.
KD